I first started reading Arendt when I was in college. The first text I had was The Origins of Totalitarianism, and I had been brought up in a right-wing Republican Catholic family, and it sat right next to Solzhenitsyn on my desk, on my bookcase. And a friend of mine who's a progressive lefty said to me, how can you read Hannah Arendt and also Solzhenitsyn, and don't you understand they come from very different traditions and agendas? And I said, do they really? And that was the beginning of my education, reading Arendt. I started reading her more seriously when I had grown up a lot in all kinds of ways, in graduate school and on revolution, and her work on Virgil was the first really eye-opening essays of hers that I read.
Great, and that kind of leads into the next question. What's your favorite book?
Oh.
If you can narrow it down to one.
I keep coming back to Between Past and Future, because the line she walks in a couple of those essays, especially The Crisis in Culture, is the line between claims that in the voice of another writer I would assume were just elitist, unthinking, unself-critical, unself-aware kinds of comments about the value of the Western tradition. I mean, they can be viewed from one point of view as almost as ignorant, which is not a word one would normally apply to Hannah Arendt. But they seem so closed off, and yet at other moments in those essays and in The Crisis in Culture, she seems both so invested in making the world a better place and also open to new ideas. So it's that line between the commitment to a narrowly conceived tradition and the hope and confidence that it could be more than that, that keep bringing me back to that book in particular. That's a good one. Why is Arendt important? For so many reasons. Some of the reasons are very local and personal to me, and maybe to female academics in general, that she's the model of a woman who thinks, who takes ideas seriously, who's passionate about ideas, who thinks innovatively, who's a beautiful writer, and I think as a woman, as a model, she's enormously important. I thought the film that was made about her a few years ago was important just for that reason, regardless of what one felt about the film, that to have that exemplum, that example out there is crucially important. As a thinker, really my talk was partly about this. She animates the past and makes the past feel imperative. I think it's difficult to read seriously, to spend any time on an essay of Hannah Arendt's that has to do with the classical past and not want to go pick up Plato or Cicero or Virgil and learn something more about them. So her capacity to animate the past is invaluable and makes her crucially important to all of us, especially classicists.
All right, that's it.